My name's Taylor Rowan, and this is Confident Risks. Today, we're going to talk about partnerships, something that a lot of you watching who are looking to start their own business can probably relate to. It tends to go hand in hand. Someone starting a business, someone needs a partner. Why do we do that? Let's get started. Partnerships in business. It's a big one. Everybody who starts a business, and a lot of you watching today that are looking to start their own business can probably relate to this. Maybe you got a buddy, maybe you got a friend, maybe it's a group of you who think to yourselves, man, we could really start this business. Yeah, we should all do it together. So you start going down that road. Maybe you all start thinking about different ideas, or maybe there's two of you starting to think about an idea, or no, hey, we're getting ready to do this on our own. This is going to be so exciting. You're pinging ideas off each other. But why do we do that? Why are there a majority of people not just saying, hey, I'm going to start this on my own? Let's go through that a little bit. So the first reason that I can think of why people want to start with a partner, and I'm not necessarily saying this is a bad thing. Some people can have partnerships and they've worked out. A majority of people, though, who start businesses with a partner, it doesn't turn out as planned. And when I say a majority, I'm thinking of almost 99% of them. Now, there's some of you who can think of situations maybe where it did work out. Fantastic. But a majority of them end up hitting heads. And why does that happen? First reason I can think of why we should not start off with a partnership is for clarity. What is the vision of the business? Anything with more than two heads typically is a monster. Okay, we think down that road of what is the clear vision? Why are we wanting to start? We have this vision, we want to move forward with it. But here's what happens. I go back a couple episodes when I talked about the barge versus the speedboat. You got two people, you got two minds. It's very hard a lot of times, maybe not early on, but as you get further down the road, okay, here's the direction we want to go with this company. And you're both trying to sync up. The best example that I can think of in this is back to when we were kids. You're a kid, you're at a birthday party, you show up, you got your present, you walk in the house, you set it down on the table, you're hanging out with your friends, you're having a good time. Maybe you're doing some gaming, you're outside running around, and then the parent or whoever's birthday party it is of the kid comes out and says, hey, all right, it's time to play games. You and your partner have to tie one of your foot together, and you find out that you're doing a race to the end of the yard. So you tie your feet together, and you and your partner start coming up with this plan. Hey, here's what we're going to do. A majority of the time, you'll start sprinting. And the second you start sprinting, you're on two different wavelengths, and you fall on your face. That's one option. The second one is the group that's like, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go slow. We're going to go one step at a time, which doesn't really happen with kids. We're going to go one step at a time, and maybe you're moving, you're going really slow. Then you got the person that just picks up the other partner, starts running. There's all of these different strategies that start happening. But here's what it boils down to. Anytime you have to go with somebody to do something, it takes two minds on the same wavelength. It's very, very hard. So this first point is clarity. What's the clear vision of the company? Starting off, the clear vision is you want to get into business because it's probably better than the situation you're in now. That's your thought process. But the vision of the company really needs to be, what does this look like long term? We want to start off with somebody at the very beginning because we want to hold somebody's hand. That's what it boils down to. You got to self-check yourself on this. I guarantee you, if you really look back, say, why am I starting with a partner? It's because you want somebody to hold hands with. It's you want to go into a situation, into a new business. It's scary. You think back to when you were a kid and you had to walk outside in the dark and you wanted mom or dad to go with you. You wanted somebody next to you. The reality of it is you're walking outside by yourself. You're walking to the car. Your mom's standing at the door entrance. It's not going to matter if something jumps out at you or not. It's going to take a while for your parent to get there and help you. But you want the security of having somebody there with you. So you start on this new venture, now something new. And we have that in the back of our head. Man, I want to do this with somebody. I want to be able to share the excuses if things go bad. I'm going to want to share the glory with this person if things go great. But the reality is the glory part of it, you don't want to share later on down the road. So point number one, clear vision. What's your vision? Is it that you're trying to get into a situation right now because you need to hold someone's hand and you're kind of not confident to do it? If that's the case, know this. You're not going to be alone for long. If you start a business on your own, and the only reason I can be so clear on this is because this was me when I first started off. When I first started off on the container sales, I started thinking, man, I got to have somebody to go into this with. I got to start thinking about who can I start this with. I had already built up the confidence. I knew what I wanted to do, and I still wanted to hold someone's hand. And I can remember I was talking to somebody at the time who was actually a CPA. It wasn't our CPA that we have now, but it was somebody I was talking to. And I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to look for that person to start with. He goes, why are you trying to start with somebody? Because do it on your own. You've already built up you know what you're doing. Do it on your own. And I started thinking, well, why am I not wanting to do this on my own? It was because, go back to last episode, self-confidence. I wasn't self-confident in myself. I was confident what I was doing, but I wasn't self-confident. And it took me just starting down the road to realize like, oh man, I can do this on my own. I don't need other people to help me. Here's what happens though. As you start moving down the road, if you feel alone at the beginning, you're by yourself, but here's what's great. Hire people on. That's when the hand holding starts. You start realizing to yourself, man, I didn't have to start off with this person. I could have just hired people. At the very, very beginning, yes, you are starting on your own, but hiring people down the road, that's when you start surrounding yourself with people. That's when you come to point number 2, which is profitability. When you start off on your own and the company starts moving, you have to make half as much money starting off with, which can be hard in a business. Business owners are expensive. You start a business, you start going down the road, you start thinking to yourself, okay, I'm starting to make some money now. Supplying and having cash flow for 2 business owners sometimes can be a lot worse than having cash flow for 1 business owner. Think about that. You start, you're not splitting profits anymore. It's yourself and your family that you're working for. Maybe it's just yourself, no family. I don't know. But it's just yourself that you're making the profits for. You're able to make decisions quick. You're able to move quick, and you're able to start making more money off the bat. Or maybe you're not making a lot of money off the bat, and you're able to support yourself because it's just 1 person. You're not trying to feed or support 2 people. Number 3 is faster decision making. I already said the bars in the speed ship. 2 minds thinking at the very beginning about just starting is one thing. But as you start moving forward and you start moving past just okay, maybe you're a contractor who's doing, like I said, those bathroom remodels. Maybe you're an attorney right off the bat and you're focusing on one type of law. Maybe you're starting a new soccer club. Whatever it is that you're doing, right off the bat, the 2 of you both want to move into the business. But as you get down that road, and as you start going into this deeper and deeper and deeper, it's so much harder to make quick decisions with 2 people. You start thinking about, okay, I really think we should go this direction, and this person has a different idea to go this direction. I mean, think about marriage, think about relationships, the 2 different ways that you think. That eventually starts happening the more and more you're with this person, the more and more you're doing things with these people. You're never going to have completely aligned decisions. And a lot of times that can ruin friendships. That can ruin, you went into this as a friendship, now you're coming in as a business partner, and then both of those things are ruined. We have to start thinking more about, why am I trying to bring a partner on right away? Now, there are some times where this makes sense. Maybe you have somebody who's an engineer and that's their mindset, and you got somebody who's also a salesperson. Okay, maybe you can make an argument that there's a reasoning there. But if you're that salesperson, why aren't you coming up with that one thing that you want to sell anyway? If you're that engineer, why aren't you just doing that and then hiring a salesperson? There's always reasons not to have a partner. There's just as many reasons not to go into a business with a partnership as there are to go in with a partnership. A lot of the times when we're doing this, we need somebody to hold our hand. I think back to my situation on the faster decision making, and I've mentioned this before, but I started off selling shipping containers. And let's think back to if I had started with a partner. We start off, our business goal right off the bat is we're going to sell shipping containers, we're going to rent shipping containers. Well, the market starts doing one of these numbers, and I start thinking, well, there's an avenue to go down in the fire industry. So now I start going down that fire industry. Now, okay, I need to spend money now on creating some of these products. A partner may have thought to themselves, man, but that's not the way we need to go. We need to be crunching nickels and dimes, right? We need to make sure that we're not spending a lot of money. We're in a bad time right now. This is during COVID. We need to kind of just step back. And I have the vision of, no, we want to go forward. We need to put our foot on the gas pedal. We need to use this time that we're down to think about new ways to be innovative. Those are 2 mindsets that are clear. I mean, there's the more conservative person and there's the person that wants to put their foot on the gas pedal. Those 2 people starting off together, they're thinking in 2 separate and 2 different directions. Yeah, you may think right off the bat, like, okay, well, we're starting off together because we weigh each other out well. I'm the person that wants to take it easy. I'm the person that wants, so we weigh each other out nicely. Hire the person to weigh you out. You do not need to go in with that person right off the bat. Go into this with a mindset of, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm confident in what I'm doing. I'm self-confident in myself. Yes, it's scary, but let's take the step. That's the thought process we need to start taking, because I can almost guarantee a lot of you listening today, you can go back to a situation or talk to somebody who started a business, and I can almost guarantee you 99 times out of 100, and I'd be curious to know what the actual number is, I can almost guarantee you that if you talk to anybody who has their own business now, I can almost guarantee you they started with a partner. I can almost guarantee you that that relationship was destroyed, Or if it's not destroyed yet, they're definitely butting heads extremely hard. I can almost guarantee you that every single one of those people would look back to you and say, man, I wish I would have done this on my own. I wish I would have done this sooner. I wish I would have started this on my own. I can tell you right now, I couldn't even imagine if I was starting this, even if it was my best friend, family, or whoever. I couldn't even imagine if I was doing this for somebody else. Then I had to go with someone else with decision-making and thinking through the process. Because as I look back, now that I'm in it, I'm thinking, man, why didn't I do this sooner? That's the first thought I have. And the second thought I have is, man, I'm so glad that I listened to somebody and I did this on my own. Those are the two biggest things I think about. Man, I wish I would have done this sooner. Man, I'm glad I didn't lose the partner. I'm able to think for myself. I'm able to navigate myself. I don't need somebody holding my hand. I have plenty of people now who work here who are able to balance me out. They're able to help me grow this company as I still have the full thought process through. Yes, I listen to everybody else. I bring people on who know what they're talking about. I want that assistance. But don't bring somebody on initially because you want somebody to hold your hand. If that's the case, go do something else. Play a team sport. Do something to that effect. This is your thought process. You have the idea to move forward with. A group of you thought of an idea and you're going to move forward with that on the side. Fantastic. Go do it. But I wouldn't put all your eggs in that basket. This is a hard reality, and I know this can be confrontational for a lot of you watching because I guarantee you, if you're going down this road, you've got this idea, you've got the person you're already moving forward with. Maybe it's awkward right now that you're listening to this with the other person. I don't know. But the reality of it is this. You will eventually butt heads. You will eventually want to go two different directions. You will have to split profits. You will want to think to yourself, man, I really did all this. This person really didn't do that much. Where's all the glory? Well, it has to be together because we both did this together. There's going to be all of that. Those are all things that are going to happen. I'm not telling you can't start with a partner. All I'm telling you is from experience and the research that I have done, 99.9% of the time, those turn out not fantastic. Go down the road on your own. Build confidence, become self-confident, know what you want to do, start down the process, start down the road of doing it. If you need somebody to come on, hire the person. And you start thinking, well, I don't really have the funds yet to do that. Well, imagine if you had another owner. Imagine if you had that other person you were trying to make funds. Well, we'd have two people. Hire the person on. The person that you hire on is going to help you build that company. You don't have to pay them as much right off the bat. Do that. Start by yourself. Be confident in yourself. Self-confidence. Go forward. Yes, I know for a lot of you, this is going to be controversial. I know there's probably instances out there people say, oh, this worked out this way, and here's some areas where it could work out. Yes, I'm sure there are those areas. And there are some of you who this can work out with. But a majority of the time, like I stated before, anything with more than two heads is a monster. I hope you were able to take something from today and apply it to your everyday life, hopefully not your marriage or relationship. But if so, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button, follow us on social media, and until next time, stay sharp and stay resilient.